So
let's pick
I
that
love
game now. Let's pick Auburn at LSU now, because the question I have for you with Auburn and LSU: can LSU make Auburn look like it has a functional passing offense? Is LSU's defense quite that bad?
Well, LSU's defense is that bad. I don't know about like in the specifics of your question, we'll get into that. But if we want to talk in like general, is LSU's defense that bad? The answer is yes. So the Athletic covers stop rate every week. I think it's a great single statistic. Yeah, exactly. Right. Like, when a team touches a ball, the opponent, do they score or do they not? LSU is dead last in the Power 5, 128th in the country. The Tigers have a 42.9% stop rate. So right now, if you touch the ball against LSU, you have a significantly better than a coin flip chance of scoring. Like it's kind of hard to fathom. Again, and I want to highlight this. Not pretty like, okay, you think USC's defense sucks? I think they're like 30s in stop rate. Maybe after this weekend, like the 40s. LSU is 125th. There is not a Power 5 school that is worse. That said, they had one really stellar defensive performance this year. It was Mississippi State. Yeah. Why? Because Zach Arnett has put on a masterclass in ruining an offense. Mississippi State can't throw the ball. They want to run the ball. They're not that talented in the trenches. Auburn, without a doubt, has much more talent than Mississippi State does, but they cannot throw the ball either. They need to run the ball, and Hugh Freeze done a nice job of creating this sort of pseudo triple option attack with Payton Thorne leading the way, not even Robbie Ashford. But I have to imagine that from a pure matchup standpoint, this is not facing Jordan Travis. This is not facing Brady Cook. This is not facing Jackson Dart and Lane Kiffin. Like, I don't think the LSU offense is defense is going to be great by any means, but I cannot fathom that Auburn would come out of here and have a lot of passing success.
Right. And that's the thing. LSU does not seem to be that bad against the run. It's the pass that gives them the problem. And that's why LSU is an 11.5 point favorite. That's a lot of points, but they are at home. And again, if they were Swiss cheese against the run, I'd be like, Auburn all day. That's way too many points. But that's why I asked you the question I asked. If we think LSU can make them look like a functional passing offense, then I might be willing to take Auburn in the points. But I think I'm probably taking LSU here.
I don't know if Auburn can, I don't know if anybody can make them look like a functional passer. I mean, the numbers are crazy. Their leading receiver has sub 200 yards on the year.
Yeah.
You know, you played Georgia and you played some okay games, but you've also played bad opponents that you should have been able to stack some numbers against. So I don't know. I don't think I'm going to play this spread on my own personal card.
Yeah.
It's LSU's just way too unpredictable right now, but I would play LSU if I had a play here. Yeah. And you mentioned the home factor. To me, that's actually, and then look, the offense is just unstoppable. And I like Auburn's defense. It's salty, but I'll take this off. Like, the offense is strong everywhere. The O-line's the best I've ever seen at LSU.
The Missouri defense that they scored 49 points on is pretty good.
Well, and the crazy part is, Andy, they were number one in the SC in rush defense, right? They were averaging like 70 yards a game. Mizzou was. LSU came out and said, you know, we're going to help our defense. We're just going to run it. LSU ran the ball 2-to-1 ratio, essentially, about 66% of the time this last game. And they ran for 270 with Jayden Daniels and Logan Diggs both eclipsing 100. So, I think LSU will move it and score on anyone. And I like Auburn's defense, but I think they will. But I think it's the home factor here, man. The Tigers have been on the road for the first 6 games. Tiger Stadium rarely nowadays reaches its zenith, like its greatness, but 6 p.m. Auburn, victorious homecoming after a couple of road ranked games. The fellas being excited to be back in the building, in the routine where they're comfortable. And then the Pete Jenkins factor, which just is you got to really care about LSU to recognize anything about this. But LSU's defensive line has the most talent of any group on the defense, but they've been awful. And the reason is they don't really have a D-line coach. They just brought in Pete Jenkins, who's a bit of he's 80 years old, but he's just a D-line legend. Like, he is, the Yoda. And already you could see improvement in week 1. I think you'll see more here. So yeah, I think mainly it's Tiger Stadium that's pushing me to choose LSU here.
Thank you so much for watching. Just a reminder, Subscribe to this channel right here so you never miss an episode of Andy Staples on 3. And oh, by the way, watch all the other great videos on the On3 Sports YouTube channel.